Hey, what's up? It's Nate. In today's video, you'll see how to set up and script a third-person character with movement and camera controls. By the end of this video, you should have a working third-person character that can look around, move, and jump. Right-click in the folder to make a new C# script. You name this script TP Movement. Once you do that, do it again and make a new C# script and name it TP Camera. And once you do that, then we can double click on the TP Movement script to open it in Visual Studio. Now that we've typed out our two scripts, one for movement and one for the camera controls, we can make a player object, and this is just going to be a capsule for right now. And this object, we'll name it player. And in this object, we're going to need a child object, so we'll right click on it and create empty, and that'll automatically make a child object. We need to name this object ground check and set its position, its Y position, to -1. This will be right at the base of the character, and it'll be used for detecting ground. Now that we've done that, we've set up our player object. We need to make a new object and name it camera controller. Now on this object, we need another object. I name this one helper. And so in this scene, as the default scene, just by creating the new project, we actually get a main camera. But if you don't have a main camera, what you can do is make a new camera. Next, what we want to do is actually take this camera. You can left click, hold, and drag onto the helper object. That'll make it a child of the helper object. And you can position this camera controller at 0, 0, 0, which is where the player should be the same. And it doesn't really matter, but it's nice to stay neat. And so you can drag the camera up. You drag the camera up, you can position this how you want it. You can pull it back and up away from the player. And so basically what's going to happen is this camera controller object is going to be following the player. And while it's doing that, it's also going to have its own rotation. So along the y-axis, it's going to be doing this. It's going to be swiveling around the player based on when you move your mouse to the left and right. It's going to swivel around. And this helper object is for the x-axis, which is pivoting it up and down. So now that we've typed out our two scripts, we can actually add them to the objects that they need to be on. So this player is going to need this TP movement script, and the camera controller needs the TP camera script. Don't put this script on the camera, put it on the camera controller. It's very important that it's on that instead of just the camera. You also need to add an object for the ground. You can add a plane, you can name it ground, and then over here as a layer, you need to add a layer. If you don't already have it, you need to add a ground layer, and then you have to go back and actually set the layer to ground. There. Now you have something to reference in the background so you can actually see that we turn. And you can look around and jump. And this is where I was saying the jump isn't very strong, but you can change it to be whatever. So you can actually go here and change this to maybe 30. Yeah, see, now we can jump a little higher, but still can't jump onto that, but you could change it to make it do that. So one other thing, if you're getting friction onto objects that you jump onto like this, like I'm just kind of sticking there, you can that's based on the physics material, which you can change. So to make it so you don't just stick to whatever wall that you're walking into, you can go here and create a physics material, and you can just name it slippery or whatever, and attach it to all the objects that you don't want to just stick to, and it'll be on the collider object that you put it here. So this material, this is the physics material, so you can go in here and change how strong the friction is and stuff. And at this point you should have your very own third-person character. Play around with all the settings and see what you like and don't like. If you want the jump to be stronger or not, then you can change that, and the turn sensitivity, you can also change that. So here's the code for the movement script. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. And here's the camera script. Again, if you have any questions, just leave a comment.